Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Hi guys, it's Professor Puran again, and in this video we are going to look at a contextual dialogue. This again is January 2010 CSEC Spanish. So to begin our question, just a couple of advice again. First, make sure you read all the context cues and make sure to answer appropriately. Before we continue this video, let me take the opportunity to remind you all to subscribe to the channel, comment if you have any questions, any queries. You can also share this video, share it to your friends who are doing Spanish. And again, if you have any sort of questions, anything that you don't understand, you can comment in the comment section and I'll try to reach out to you. So in this video, we're going to read what we have to do. You are assisting your teacher to organize an end of year activity for the graduating class. Responses to all the cues listed below must be included in the completed dialogue. 1. The type of activity. 2. A suitable date. 3. Choice of venue. 4. The people who should be invited. And 5. A gift to be presented to the principal. A couple of advice. Always read what is given first, read what the person says, and then respond, because you would see that sometimes you have to respond based on, well, what the person says, right? So if you read profesor, ¿qué actividad podemos organizar para los estudiantes que van a graduarse? So here the professor is saying, or the teacher, what activity should we organize for the students that are about to graduate? And then you respond to that. And then el profesor responds by saying, me parece una buena idea, pero tenemos que pensar en una noche apropiada para esa actividad. So here you're seeing that you must mention a particular night, because he responded by saying, but we have to think about an appropriate night for this activity. Okay, so that's just a general rule. So to make this video short, I'm going to give you like suggested ideas or a sample what you can possibly do, again sticking to the word limit 80 to 100 words. Always start off with what we call fullers. So you could say bueno or buenas tardes, but in this case we're just going to use bueno. All right, it's customary. You see this in Spanish-speaking dialogue, Spanish-speaking countries where there are dialogues between people. You see this, they start off by saying bueno, and we can say things like creo que debemos organizar una noche de relajación para los estudiantes, o para estos estudiantes, for these students. Okay, I think that we should organize a relaxation night or a night of relaxation for these students. Then he says, it seems a good idea to me, but we have to think about an appropriate night for this activity. You would respond, and then he says, puede ser, pero muchos padres normalmente tienen algo para sus hijos después de la ceremonia de graduación. So he's saying it can be, but a lot of parents normally have something for their children, or they do something for their children after the graduation ceremony. So obviously it's hinting you to say that you suggest this activity be on the night of graduation. So we can write something of this sort. Me parece bien. So you can use back these phrases. Again, remember, you're not just answering the cues, you're also adding, you're making it a conversation, and then you have to stick to your word limit as well. So también, you can say something like sugiero que tenga lugar la noche del día de la ceremonia de la graduación. Okay? And then we continue from there. Con acento aquí. Me parece también sugiero que tenga lugar la noche del día de la ceremonia de la graduación. So I'm saying it seems to me so as well. I suggest that it take place the night of the day or graduation day, the night of our graduation. So then when he responds that a lot of times parents, they normally have something planned, it makes sense. Okay, so we're going to continue now, and we have to read, of course, what comes next before we respond to make sure we respond appropriately. So going here now, he is saying, tienes razón, lo importante es informarles con tiempo, así que esa noche quede libre. ¿Cuál es el restaurante favorito de los estudiantes? So he's saying you are right. The important thing is to inform them with time, or we inform them beforehand, so that night remains free. And he's asking a question, which is the favorite restaurants of these students. So before we continue and before we answer that question, rather, we need to respond, of course, to what he would have said. So what I am suggesting you put is something like, you can say claro que sí, pero lo importante es que les informamos mucho antes el día para que, so I'm adding a little bit of information here, para que no hagan planes. So I basically replied by saying, of course, but the most important thing is that we inform them long before, way before the day, so that they will not make any plans. So that when we read, now that we read the other response, again, you have to, because of the time limit, I'm asking you all